funded by the UNDP. So a consultant was hired, and then it went through those rigorous planning processes, both at the community and at council level as well as at regional level. So when the plan was done, then if you look up on the plan, you will see that the chief executive officer as a person where he or she signs,
will sign.
And then the chairman of the council
should sign.
Should sign, yes.
Now, in the event they didn't sign, it will indicate that perhaps it has not been approved.
Yes.
Now, I had asked earlier as well whether you know whether the council will keep a register with respect to the village development committees. Do you know about that?
Well, we used to advocate for that, and most of the councils then presented their village development committees.
Yes.
And to council.
Yes.
But currently, all the wards have village development committees. But the question is, most of them are not functional.
But why?
Because what we did was, in 2018, we conducted an assessment of,
yes,
of the VDCs. You know, village development committees emanate from the VDCs. These are village development committees.
Correct. Yes.
So what we find out that some of them have not been trained for a long time, because as changes do happen.
Yes.
Some do overstay in power as VDC members, and most of the time we often have this village development committee.
Before that, in fact, let's even talk about their existence.
Yes.
The idea that you will have a VDC, it is provided for.
Yes, by the
by the Act. You see it's mandated to village development committee, and of course, what entails would follow.
Yes.
It says there shall be established a village development committee for each village or cluster of villages, as the council shall determine. That every council shall, in accordance with such criteria, as it shall specify, determine which of the villages together form a village development committee. We know it has a but again, what the criteria is, or requirement is that they must keep minutes. The village development committee in Secretary 7 shall keep minutes of its meetings and appoint any of its members to be the secretary at its meetings.
Yes.
Now, the law is saying you have to have record of this. The council must have record of this, their existence and activities, per se. Do you have?
Probably the office of the chairman might be in position to provide that, because all VDCs are answerable to the office of the chairman, to their councillors.
So you don't have any oversight from function as development?
No.
So you don't deal with them directly?
Of course, they are our entry point when it comes to community activities.
But you are saying
but there are ward activities, like having ward meetings. Those minutes are never passed to my office.
Okay.
The office relevant there is the office of the chairman. That is the policy office, yes.
Okay. But I'm just trying to imagine, would it have more neater that they should also be passing these developments to your office, so that they can of course copy the chairman, or the chairman and copy you, with respect to this question.
It could be, because when you look at the Act 2002,
yes,
for us now it doesn't reflect the current realities on the ground.
Okay.
Because how many years since the enactment of the Act?
Right.
And looking at the activities currently going on, we tend to see some lapses, like what you are advocating for. If they are the office,
I am advocating for it. I am just trying to see whether that's a reality.
It's a reality. So that's a reality. But the reality is, my role is limited in this reality. Probably when we have a review of the Act, these are some of the realities we might want to recommend so that they can be captured.
So I think there is no express provision which requires you to supervise the VDCs in this manner and the committees.
Yes.
And so
at their meetings and at their meetings and the like.
And so their channel of communication straight to the chairperson.
Yes.
Not even the CEO, the chairperson directly.
The CEO, and then to the chairman, the CEO's office, because from the chairman, most of these activities have been managed by the office of the CEO.
How do you know whether they even that process even does it exist? Whether the committees with respect to this development would be sitting regularly to have minutes and they would submit to the office of the chairman?
Well, actually, I don't know what we are saying. Is it VDC, or we also have some subcommittees?
The subcommittees of the VDC.
Of the VDC at community level?
Yes.
Well, actually, I don't know.
The VDC should be sitting. It says the village development committees,
yes, they should be
shall
sitting.
keep minutes of its meetings and appoint any of it. So there should be evidence that they are meeting regularly. For instance, how would you know that they are spending the funds you allocate to a particular ward for ward development? How would you know?
Most of the time, minutes are being provided. This is what I said. Minutes are being provided as per project's implementation. You see them meet, and then those minutes are being provided. But looking at their routine activities as VDCs, whenever they have ward committee meetings or village development committee meetings, most of those minutes should be channeled to the office of the chairman.
So there is no communication to your office?
Yes.
That's clear. Now,
let me just find out. You have just told us that there are some issues with the Act with respect to your role.
Yes.
But according to the legislation,
Yes.
The finance director, correct me if I am wrong, one of either the finance director, if I am not mistaken, is supposed to be a signatory to the ward accounts. Right?
Yes.
And there is a committee
Yes.
provided for by the Act
Yes.
to be set up.
Yes.
And I think the reason why the legislation provided for such
Yes.
is to allow the council to be able to effectively control.
Yes.
Because at the ward level, you have an elected councillor who chairs that committee. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, and that same councillor reports to the council,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I believe that it is lack of proper management that has resulted to these serious lapses. But the law have anticipated who should be responsible and how you should control up to the level of the village committee level.
Of course.
Because the ward, you understand, if the ward has designated that there should be a committee at the village level, the ward automatically has a duty and obligation to make sure that whatever is transmitted to that committee, it should be executed.
Yes.
Or proper mechanisms should be put in place for both reporting and accountability.
Yes.
So that the ward at its own level will report back, you understand, to management. And you are part of management.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
Yes, I am part of management.
Yes. So I believe that it is human, it is lack of following and executing what is provided for in the regulations, in your legislations. That is what has created problem. Because at some level, some of you have neglected to execute your duty as is required.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
You are right, ma'am.
So continue.
Okay.
Now, just to look at your project status in relation to the ward development. For instance, and the one you sent to the CEO on the 10th of March 2021, and you have copied the chairman, Brikama Area Council. You had said, I had to submit the first allocated ward project status report inspected in the month of February 2021. Out of the 5 allocated wards in the year 2019, 3 wards are yet to complete their projects. However, out of the 3 pending projects, only Nyofele Open Market shed is in progress, and others are at a standstill. Attached is a status report. I'm looking forward to your timely response. Do you receive response to this?
Actually, I don't receive.
You don't receive response from the office of the CEO?
Yes.
Neither the CEO nor the office of the chairman?
Yes. No, normally, the CEO relies more on the office of the chairman.
No, don't speak about this
okay.
on behalf of the CEO or unless you want to be their lawyer,
no,
you can.
I can't.
You want to represent them?
No.
The question is whether you receive response.
I don't receive response.
Because it is in your letter that you said you're looking forward to their timely response. Correct?
Yes.
And you haven't received any?
I haven't.
Neither from the CEO nor the chairman?
Yes, indeed.
But these projects, they are not been completed?
For Nyofele is completed now.
Since?
Since.
But even the timely completion of these projects, as at the time you wrote this, there were very serious issues.
Yes.
Now, when did they complete Nyofele?
For Nyofele, I can recall the project after this report, the report that I wrote. Yes. Then they completed their project.
How about Suba Ward, Jida community?
No, Jida community, they did not.
Jiboro Ward, Basori village?
Basori village, they've completed the whole structure, but it is only left with the painting. And still no response from these 2 offices? No. Were you even called at council level to be asked about this? Yes, I was called at the council sitting.
Yes.
To give update.
After your letter?
Yes.
And you gave update?
Yes.
So now did they respond to you? Was there any action taken?
The action normally is resoluted at council.
No, the action is not, I'm not talking about just verbal action.
Okay, no, I haven't written, I have not received any written.
Yes, and in fact, whether there have been progress made since you addressing council on these issues? No. No progress made. No. So it was more or less like trying to just show off, because when they have a meeting, they don't make any progress. They didn't write to you back with some of these issues, then there's no point. Yeah. Or do you have a different opinion? I'm saying they didn't do their job.
Yes.
No, you don't have to say yes. You can say no and tell me how they've done their job.
I did my part. Maybe they failed to do theirs.
I agree with you. Yes. I agree with you that by writing this project status report, you have made effort. You have done your part. I agree with you on that. Yes. I am saying whether they did their job as far as you're concerned. No. They did not. Yes. The other one is dated the 2nd of June 2021. The letter you wrote to the CEO and as well copied the chairman. You said, as a follow-up to the assignment, I'm not sure whether this is recording, the technician, it doesn't seem loud enough. Is it recording? You said, as a follow-up to the assignment given to the planning directorate to liaise with the councillors whose wards are directly affected by gravel and sand mining to come up with projects, the ward development committees of these wards, Katong, Gunjur, Sanyang, and Pirang, submitted their priority projects for consideration and possible funding. The process was done through ward consultation at their various ward level meetings. Each of these wards produced minutes of meetings attached. And there it goes. Now, were they funded?
Yes, they were funded.
Do you know how much?
Well, it depends on the project amount. But actually, I cannot recall some of the amount. Yes.
So the monies from these minings, they actually pass through the area council. Yes. And then you now use that money to actually give it to these villages. Yes. For their own development. Yes. Is there a part that the area council will keep? Or do you know whether all the monies from geology is what is given straight to these communities?
Well, actually, I wouldn't know.
Why would you not know?
Because my role is to do the planning aspect. with the communities in identification of the projects.
But the money that is supposed to be...
But the monies are normally not, they did not come through my department.
Yes, but the money given to become area council...
Yes.
Is primarily for the community, correct?
Yes.
It's not for Brikama area council. It's for the community, just paid through them.
Yes.
And so you as the director of planning and development, you should know how much you have at your disposal. Not physically, I'm not saying you are dealing with these monies, but...
I know.
Yes.
But normally when monies come...
Yes.
And then if the office of the CEO writes back to the community, to the wards...
Yes.
The total lump sum of the money, when those transactions are done at the office of the CEO level and at ward level, my office is normally copied.
You're copied?
Yes.
Regarding how much they should have?
Yes.
But how much is received, you don't know?
How much is received? Yes, I don't know.
You wouldn't know how much is received, but you will know how much they should have?
Yes.
Right. Any question on this?
Now, the projects that were executed in 2021, you have the Sibanor, the one executed in Sibanor, that is in 2021, right?
Sibanor.
Yes, Sibanor.
With regards, is it ward allocated?
Sorry?
Is it part of the ward allocated funds?
Yes.
No, for Sibanor did not receive any ward allocated funds.
In 2021?
Yes.
But this information is from your report.
Which of the specific?
In 2021, the council, Sibanor advised the council that they should not pay in the money into their account. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to find out why that was the case, and if subsequently they were given any monies.
Well, actually, as we speak, they did not receive. At that time, they could not finalize on the project that they want to embark on.
Yeah.
And according to the ward councillor, they had some issues locally that they were trying to resolve. So this was why monies were not paid into their ward account.
Okay. Yes. Now, for the Sinted project,
yes,
the entire amount was paid.
Yes.
Last quarter of 2021.
Yes.
And it is still incomplete.
Yes.
Is there any report in the Sinted case in 2022 that the project has been completed?
For Sinted, in fact, they were the last to receive in that particular but then they were also late to commence work, simply because the first project that they identified was market, and then later they wrote to the office of the chairman through the CEO that they want to change that market to a car park. So currently they are on it.
So how are they funding it? Because the full amount was paid to them.
No, the thing is, the full amount...
and implementation was not done,
no,
based on your report.
The full amount was paid to the ward account.
Yes.
But they did not take the money to implement the project as the time of writing this report.
So what is the current status?
The current status is they are embarking on a car park, and currently there is work going on.
So it is that earlier disbursement that they are using for the car park?
Yes.
What about the recent disbursement?
The recent disbursement, as I speak, I am yet to receive files from the wards as to which type of projects they are embarking on.
So these monies are not disbursed to the wards?
They are into their accounts. They have already disbursed to their ward accounts. Yes,
and you have indicated that in your report that the Lamin CDC was able to complete their project, and you also indicated that they have to sell their land to complete the project. Was that land owned by Brikama Area Council?
Which Lamin CDC?
In your report. Yes. It was indicated that Lamin CDC sold a piece of land to use funds generated for the rehabilitation.
The rehabilitation?
Yes. In your report. Can I please see the two reports? Let me just highlight it for him. Can you send him? Show her the portion. Yes, this is report you wrote 28th of July 2022. And you indicated that the Lamin CDC has rehabilitated approximately 2.5 kilometer road.
Yes.
However, and you explained. And you further explained that they sold a piece of land and used the funds generated on the rehabilitation. So my question is,
yes,
this land, is it owned by Brikama Area Council, or is owned by jointly the community, or is owned by an individual person?
These are statements that we obtained from the people on the ground.
Yes.
Yes. And these are not lands belonging to Brikama Area Council.
All right.
Yes.
But
that was the situation we found on the ground.
Okay.
And that what we have reported. Yes.
All right. But is that an acceptable acceptable practice?
Well, it should not be, but we found these are narratives from them that we've actually did this.
Yes. The reason why I'm asking is because this is a council.
Yes.
That is entitled to purchase land, to sell land.
Yes.
Etc.
Yes.
And in the circumstance where communities engage in this, and then community projects funds are used from this kind of activities to fund community projects.
Yes.
Whether it will not have some negative impact later, if only the council will find out that the community actually don't own the land. Because you got to be very clear as to also what the ward, the committee level at the village level is doing, so that in the long term you will not find yourself in some legal issues. This is why I'm asking.
Yes, you are
so
quite
it's
right.
important that when things are reported, you find out, you get the source, and you are clear. And if there are any issues that could create legal liabilities for the council in the coming years, you avert that, so that you will not wait when it is too late, and then it will now end up being, you understand, a situation that you will have issues with, central government will have issues with.
You are quite right, Ma.
Yes. Council, you may proceed.
On the 17th of July 2023.
Sorry, yes.
Question. What's the relationship between the VDC, the Ward Development Committee, and the council? What's the relationship between these three?
You know, VDCs are the entry points to development.
Yes.
And as stipulated by the Local Government Act, I know we all know their formations, and in fact, they should be the entry point to development. Whatever council needs to do at community level, these are the very government that we should also penetrate to reach out to the communities. And at ward level, each VDC member, one male, one female, from a particular village, forms the ward development committee at ward level. And then at that ward level, you have the ward councillor as the chairperson to the ward committee.
Now, correct me if I am wrong. If a VDC wants to do a project within the village, does the VDC have to submit this to the Ward Development Committee?
Yes, indeed.
And if it passes that test, then the Ward Development Committee sends it to the council. And if that passes the test, then it goes the way back for implementation. So implementation is the reverse.
Yes.
From council to ward to
the
VDC.
village. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now I want to ask, just to refer you with respect to your report, your status report on the 7th of July 2023, addressed to the CEO and the chairman copied. You made mention of certain projects. You said that the words Jiboro, Banjulinding, Jabang, and Suba, and Sintet and Sibanor, just to be in particular, to be very specific, sorry. First, you said you had a vehicle constraint.
Yes.
Sintet Ward project in Kalaji was not visited.
Yes.
Do you at any point in time have access to Sintet Ward after this letter?
No.
So you don't know the status of Sintet Ward project?
Yes.
Why is that?
Actually, we plan to visit. As I speak, my department, we don't have a vehicle.
You don't have a vehicle?
Yes,
but we know Brikama Area Council, they purchased, is it 4 vehicles?
And then what we do is we rely more on...
No, just answer me first.
Pardon?
Were you there when they purchased these 4 vehicles? Is it from Espas Motors?
Yes, I was there.
For about $12 million altogether?
Yes.
And they can't even provide you with a vehicle. They can get you a vehicle.
Those vehicles were bought for the finance department.
And?
The health and sanitation.
And?
Office of the chairman, the director of finance, and then...
Yes, these are the people that always enjoy. These are the people that always will share the...
I used to have a second-hand... I used to have a vehicle, but it is grounded.
It's grounded. But at the time they were purchasing these vehicles, your office is very important.
Yes.
One vehicle was purchased for about $4 million. Was it 4 million? 2.7 million. And they can't even cater for you. They can't even pay some of their projects. They have outstanding monies that are supposed to be paid. And you can't even visit some of these sites because they are far, I guess. Is that the case?
Yes.
But then we'll come back to these things with the CEO and the chairman, possibly. But again, just to read the letter, said instead a project status inquiry was made through the ward councillor, and pictures of the projects were also sent. Photos were not, so the councillor had to do the work for you and take pictures.
No, that's the current status that I have reported.
Yes.
He did send, so what he sent is what I have captured.
Yes.
This is why I indicated that my office could not reach out.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. It's just,
yes.
My worry is just...
we need to verify.
Yes. You are supposed to supervise the activities carried out by the councillor in his ward,
yes.
Correct?
Yes.
But then now, if he is the one giving you the information, and you can't verify that information, there's an issue.
Of course.
I'm sure you cannot rely on that information, can you?
No. We are even planning to another leg of...
Funds were not disbursed to Sibanor ward due to unresolved differences among the inhabitants of the ward. What are you trying to say that here?
Well, according to when we invited the ward councillor, the first project that she said the community one was a tractor. So later, he could not provide the office with the details of the sub-projects. But then she said, at that time, there was misunderstanding among the inhabitants within themselves, so they could not reach to consensus. So we were waiting on her. From time to time, we do call her, or when she comes to council for meetings, I do engage her. How far are you still with your project? But the response is, we are yet to resolve.
So this July, as of July 17, 2023?
Yes.
Has anything changed?
Well, actually, she's no longer the ward councillor as we speak.
But did anything change?
Did
they receive funding?
No.
They haven't?
As per that allocation, but the recent one was across the board.
Across
all
the board.
28 wards.
Now you went on saying that the ward projects have registered minimal progress from the last visit. For the 4 wards visited, Jeboro, Banjulinding, Jabang, and Suba, it is only in Banjulinding ward that a component was executed, which is the construction of the concrete tables. The other 2 registered absolutely no progress. Is that still the situation?
No, right. Currently, there is work progress in Suba ward.
There is?
Work progress in Suba ward, but no work progress in Jaba.
In Java. So,
yes.
So only in Suba ward do you have progress?
Yes.
And by progress, you don't mean completion?
No, no, no.
It's not yet completed?
Not yet completed.
Now, Sintet ward changed their project from construction of a market shed to the construction of a car park, with stalls in May 2022. Any progress with that?
Well, this is where I said we are yet to receive, we are yet to visit.
To visit?
Yes.
And we see on the 28th of July 2022, again, the submission of the community support projects, where you wrote to the CEO and copied the chairman. On the 6th paragraph, it said, the director recommends to council that before the funds are released to support community-initiated projects, a project timeline and a bill of quantities should be developed by the communities in order for the monitoring team to be able to measure the projects against time and cost. So again, I wanted to ask this question before. Now, where money is disbursed to these communities before, in fact, they will provide their project details in relation to the nature of the project and the bill of quantity and so on and so forth?
My reason of stating that is, I have learned from the previous ward allocation.
Which is?
The 2019 ward allocation.
Which was taken which?
These were the shortcomings.
Yes.
So in order for us to fall back into that same track.
No, let's shortcoming.
Yes.
Monies were disbursed first.
Yes.
Before information regarding the projects would in fact be given to the
yes.
To the council.
Yes.
So for example, if you have to give Suba Ward $500,000, is well before in fact you receive their project proposal or anything, and the bill of quantity, the money has already gone.
Into the account.
To the account.
First, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And why is that important? Why is it important to have these details?
These details will avoid what has transpired with the previous projects.
Which is?
Which is not living up to expectation, halfway progress, or to avoid incomplete projects.
Are there changes to this proposal?
Yes.
Are they now doing that?
With the recent ward allocation, what we did is we provided a template to the committees where they will have proper participation in identification of the projects.
Now, is that done?
And then I'm coming up,
okay.
And then we consulted the procurement department so that
yes.
they can provide a checklist of all the procurement processes that they need to follow.
Yes.
And then they were also able to give them a template as to how the contract agreement should look like, so that we avoid such. So now, this is why, as I speak,
yes.
This is just of recent.
Yes.
As I speak, the process is on, but I'm yet to receive all those files in my office.
So which means it has not been implemented?
Well, I can say that because I'm yet to receive.
Yes, if you haven't received it, it's not implemented.
Yes.
But are monies, have they received monies in their account?
Well,
your recommendation is before you release the funds, we have to get these details.
Yes.
Now, are monies released to the account?
Yes, the inauguration ceremony took place.
And the monies were released. So your advice is still not being implemented?
Well, it depends on if I see the file, whether what we advise is embedded.
No, but you haven't received the file yet.
Yes.
So and you are confirming that monies have been disbursed.
Yes.
So it's back to the same problem. Unless I do not understand.
Yes.
It's back to the same problem.
Yes.
Yes. Madam Bojang.
Yes, ma.
Yes. I think you are aware that these monies that are paid into the development ward accounts management withdraws this money to use on council activities?
No, I'm
because you are not aware?
No, I'm not aware, definitely.
Council officials have given testimony before this commission that when they were confronted with withdrawals from ward accounts, they claim they used the monies for council's activity. So this is just to indicate that it is not right and correct for council to disburse these monies without receiving actual projects that have to be implemented. Ultimately, these monies, one way or the other, is going to be retrieved by the chairman, who is an elected political officer, with the finance director. And at the end of the day, they will claim that they use the money for council's activity, which has been happening.
Well, not to my knowledge, ma'am.
Not to your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes, I'm just putting it to you to know that this is what we have seen on the records of the transactions in council's accounts. So what I'm saying is that is to corroborate what you said, that it is not correct to disburse these monies, because that is what has given them the impetus to use the monies, instead of these monies be used to execute projects at the ward level. Is that not the case? Is that not the case?
It could be.
Thank you. Yes, you may proceed.
Now, before I proceed with the other status report for 2022, let me ask, are you a member of the development committee?
I am not a member of the development group, but I am often assigned by the chief executive officer to be part of the meetings that they held at council level.
Why are you not a member?
Well,
you don't know?
Yes.
Do you think it's much more, it probably better if you are a member, since your office is in charge with development and planning activities? Probably if you are a member, that does not mean the CEO would not be, but do you really think it's important and beneficial that you should be a member of the development committee?
Yes,
because I was just going through the file, respect to the development committee file, and I don't see your name throughout.
Yes.
So
I am only invited during meetings.
Sometimes?
Yes, sometimes.
And not all the time?
Yes.
Now, you have a letter that you wrote on the 25th of August 2022, again addressed to the CEO and the chairman copied. And this is very important. It's in relation to geology funds.
Yes, yes.
It says, submission of the status report of the projects funded by the 2021 geology funds. Now, again, how often do you receive these funds, Council? Do you know?
Well, I don't know.
You have no idea?
I have no idea.
You have no idea about the finances of Council?
The finances?
Yeah, I mean, you have no idea about when money is in the account?
No, actually, I don't
know.
This
is very top secret.
I don't know.
He said, I write to submit the status report of the projects funded by geology funds and implemented at ward level. Now, 4 wards, Gunjur, Katong, Pirang, and Sanyang, were allocated $1,500,000. That's for Gunjur, of course, you will see respectively at the end. $1,051,250. That's for Katong. $767,320 for Pirang, and $250,000 for Sanyang, again, with the word respectively. So all these monies were allocated to these wards. He said, however, Sanyang ward was yet to receive their money. You know why?
Yes, at that time, the ward councillor then could not provide the office with a ward account.
The ward account?
Yes.
They can't even have an account?
Then.
Who was the ward councillor?
Mr. Bojang.
Please get the full name.
Okay.
and tell us, okay?
Yes.
But now, do you know where they have an account?
Yes, they do.
As of which date, do you know?
Well, I don't know which
You
date,
can't recall.
But then with the current councillor of the ward, they
Now
have.
you said Gunjur Ward embarked on 2 projects implemented in 2 communities. These projects are the construction of admission wards for Sambuya Health Post and electricity extension for Freetown and Misera Kabilos in Gunjur. Are these projects implemented?
Yes, they are implemented.
They are completed?
Yes, for it is.
Are you sure?
It is only left with the Sambuya.
So it's not completed?
Sambuya, yes.
Sambuya is not completed?
Yes.
Which one is completed?
The electrification.
But then Sambuya Health Post is not completed?
Yes.
And as we speak, it's still incomplete?
Yes.
Why is that? They have already received these monies.
Yes, you know, they also have issues at community level with regards to their contractors. And then as you drag the contract, you know, there is this price variation, price fluctuation that is happening. So according to the ward councillor, he did well in all his ward allocation, except Sambuya, which he also admitted that looking at the contract, they also fail to have a clause that will hold responsible of the.
That's fine. Let's say there's a problem. But,
Yes.
but what action is taken? That's my worry. What action is taken in trying to solve these issues at council level?
Well, my role is to present the report.
No, I'm not saying you are at fault. I'm saying,
Yes.
do you know whether there is any action that is taken? Of course, you wrote a letter,
Yes.
a status report to the relevant authorities.
Yes.
I expect that you'll be written back to, or some form of action will be taken to address these issues.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, I am asking that you know where there are actions taken.
At council level?
Yes?
No.
Know what? None is taken.
No action.
No action taken.
Yes.
Now, you went further.
But the ward councillor has mobilized some funds at ward level.
We will find that out. I mean,
yes.
of course, we have the issue of auditing, but we will come to that.
Okay.
Said the health post is currently under construction. That is Sambuya. It's erected roofed, plastered, and tiled. The building consists of a male and female ward, the toilet, bathroom, and basin room for each ward, and 2 offices. Now, it said one between the 2 wards, and the other is the first room of the building. Structure is left with the fixing of the doors. Well, there are works to be done still.
Yes.
There is an outstanding work to be done, so it's not complete. That is the story, correct?
Yes.
You said, however, the contractor expressed. Who is the contractor? Do you know?
Well, I forgot his name, but.
Please, can you provide us with that information as well?
Okay.
You said the contractor expressed financial shortage as the project was budgeted at $2 million, which was later reduced to $1 million to fit in the amount allocated for the project at the ward level. He also added that the fluctuations of the market price on goods have affected the project. As a result, the fixing of the ceiling will be financed by the alcalde of the community, which he confirmed. Now you have a project that the cost is $2 million. Now the contractor reduces it to $1 million, just to allocate, just to accommodate what?
The funds allocated to them.
To them, so that I'm not sure whether you're on the same page. You mean the figures have been tampered with,
you know,
or altered, just to make sure that the funds can be given?
You know, when we reach at the site,
Yes.
every party might want to defend him
Yes.
or herself.
Yes.
So this is the contractor's view.
Yes.
And if you look at the report, I normally CC the ward councillor, so that he or she can also take note of this. Because when we reach on the ground, we talk to the contractor. Why are you not finishing all these things? So these are some of the justifications they will also want to advance. And this is normally what we capture.
All right. Unless there are other questions for the witness, Madam Bojang, I believe you have really given us adequate information for now.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Mr. Mamadou Ndiaye was given a contract to furnish the council for the sum of 3.6 million. And the effective date was 16th of November 2021. Are you aware of this?
Mr. Mamadou Ndiaye?
Yes.
With regards to which project?
The furnishing of the your building, supply of furniture.
Well, I'm not aware, ma.
That is.
I am not aware.
Okay. And the road rehabilitation and maintenance along section on the frontage of Box Bar, Lot 2.
Yes.
Are you aware of that project?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And this was effective 30th of December 30th December 2022. Right?
Yes.
And the amount was 3,087,190.17.
Yes.
And the duration of this contract was supposed to be 3 months.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there are issues.
Of course.
What is the current situation?
The current situation, there is no progress. The work is still at standstill.
And monies were paid?
Actually, monies were not fully paid to the contractor.
How much was paid?
Well, I cannot recall, but...
So please write and find out for us how much was paid.
How many was paid?
Yes. And tell us what are the problems with respect to that.
The problem with Safjas, who is the contractor on the site, I think his problem was capacity, finances, because most of the time when he's invited on meetings on the ground, he will be lamenting that I don't give me time, I don't have finance, because sometimes during identification of these projects or bid documents, they'll present very good requirements. But at the end of the day, when contracts are awarded to them, then we also tend to see some of their capacities, especially on finances.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, please find out for us.
Okay, I'll do so.
Now, you have said that some of these companies can present very good documents. For instance, their bid documents. I believe that one of the most transparent process of engaging a contractor perhaps might be through bidding, because the documents that they present, you as the client might have the opportunity to cross-check, because if you are asking for evidence of former contracts being executed, you will know. And if the person is supposed to have some sort of a financial portfolio, you will be able to know because you can ask for certain proofs. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So for you to say that they present the documents and you find out that it is not the case, cannot be tenable, when particularly if the project was awarded, procured under tender.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So what you said is wrong.
Yes, that's my own opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, the maintenance of Lot 1, the SAR construction, the effective date was 30th December 2022, and the duration of the contract was 4 months. And the sum total involved in this construction was 9,758,925. What is the status of that contract?
It's completed.
You have certificate of completion?
Well, probably I may find out.
Sorry, speak into the mic.
I said probably I may find out whether the work certificate have been issued to.
Were you able to inspect the works and know that?
Yeah, together with NRA.
Okay.
Yes.
And NRA has provided a certificate
Yes.
via you to him to validate?
Not via me, probably via the office of the CEO. This is why I said I want to find out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what about the lot 3, the Tabanani?
The Tambana.
Yes. Which was, the duration was for 4 months, and the effective date was 30th of December 2022. And the sum amount involved was 2,666,980,000. Was that completed?
Yes, completed, ma.
Did you have a certification to indicate that?
Yes. I'll find out, but then the work has been handed over to council.
To council?
Yes.
Was it a fully funded council project?
Yes.
And these projects were contained in your 2022 budget?
Yes.
Now let me see. Oh, okay. Just a minute. Let me just say it that your capital expenditure for 2022 for development was 102,300,000. That was your capital expenditure for the year ended 2022, right? So, do you have any idea of how much was expended from that 102? Because this is development, and you will have, maybe it will not be easy for you to say precisely that we spend 100 million or less than 100 million. But basically, you could have an understanding of, you know, the sort of projects that you have expended to give you a bracket of how much was expended. Do you have any idea, or can you tell us anything about that?
Actually, I did not do any compilation to such.
So please note that, and let us know how much was expended on capital development issues. Since the budget, what was budgeted for was 102,300,000, and this was augmented to 170,200,000. Now for 2021, yes, for 2021, your capital expenditure was 130,840,210.
2021.
Yes. That is what you expended on projects in Brikama Area Council, 2021. 130,840,210 dollars. Please also tell us how much was the actuals that were, you know, disbursed and implemented. That is 20.
Unless I do another homework.
Yes, you will have to do another homework because you are the director of development, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you reading through the budget?
Yes, I have your budget.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll find out more.
Yes. Your 2019. Let me just check. Your development expenditure for 2019 was 66,670,000. So please tell us what were the actuals that you spent on the projects in 2019. And yes.
Sorry, ma, unless I also find out.
Yes, you will find. That is why I'm giving you the amounts. Now, in 2018, your development expenditure was actual development expenditure as contained in your budget was 56,580,000. Please help me check the 2023. I think that is the only one that I have not given you. Please confirm for me.
Okay, I'll confirm.
Yes, I did not give you. I have given you the 2020. Did I give you the 2020?
No.
Yes, the 2020. Your capital expenditure actual is 79,050,000.
79 million.
Yes, and 50,000. This is what Brikama Area Council said it implemented on projects.
Okay.
That is year 2020. So you need to please provide for us how much was expended in 2023 in terms of expenditure in projects that you implemented in 2023. I will give you the figure, but we will cross-check and compare notes when you come back.
Okay,
so thank you so much, Madam Bojang.
Thank you, ma.
Yes, and we hope to see you. We will let you know when to come back.
Inshallah.
And please help us get this information by next week, Friday.
Okay.
You can submit to the registrar of the commission.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We may rise.